Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do 2.2 and 2.3 together because they go pretty fast. So 2.2 is solving inequalities using addition and subtraction. And I just want you to know that these are solved exactly like you've been solving equations. Except this time, they're inequalities, not equations. So for example, 2x plus 1 is less than or equal to 4. So we want to isolate this term, so I need to get rid of this. And I'm going to do that by subtracting 1 from both sides. On the right-hand side, I have 3. And on the left-hand side, all I have left is 2. And now, since I'm multiplying x by 2, the opposite of that is dividing by 2. So the answer is x is less than or equal to 3 halves. And just leave it like that. You don't need to turn it into a decimal. Okay, so now we have x's on both sides. I'm going to go ahead and put all my x's on the left so that they stay positive. That means I have to subtract 2x from both sides. When I do that, I end up with x minus 5 is greater than 4. And now I'm going to add 5 to both sides, which gives me x is greater than 9. Okay, so now that's all there is to 2.3, or 2.2, I'm sorry. 2.3 is solving inequalities using multiplying and dividing. And here's where we're going to have our only major difference between solving inequalities and solving equations. And you're going to want to write down this rule. If you have to multiply or divide by a negative number to isolate your variable, you need to switch the sign. So what does that mean? Well, let's go ahead and do it. So I can see here that I'm multiplying x by negative 3. In order to undo that, I have to divide both sides by negative 3. Because I'm dividing by a negative number, I need to change the sign. So my answer is x is less than or equal to negative 3. Alright, let's do another one. Okay, I want to isolate this part right here, so that means I need to get rid of this positive 4. And the way I do that is I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. On the right-hand side, I have 10 minus 4 is 6. And over here, I have negative x over 2. Don't forget that that negative is still there. Alright, so the opposite of dividing by negative 2, I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 2. And as you can see, that'll cancel. But because I'm multiplying by a negative 2, this sign has to change. So x is greater than negative 3. Here's my answer. And I'm going to go ahead and do 2.4 also, since it's pretty short. And this section is just solving multiple step equations. You guys already know how to do this with equal signs, so now we're just going to do it with the inequality sign. So I know that I need to isolate that term. I need to get rid of this. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. On the right, I have 2, and on the left, I have y over negative 6. To get rid of this division by negative 6, I have to multiply both sides by negative 6. You'll see that that cancels. And because I'm multiplying by a negative number, don't forget that we need to change the sign. That's the only time you have to do that, is when you're multiplying or dividing by a negative number. So on the right, I'd have negative 12, and I've solved that for y. So y is greater than negative 12. Okay, I want to isolate this term. That means I need to add 4 to both sides so that this spot is 0. When I do that, I have 12 on the right, 2x on the left, in order to solve for x, I have to divide by 2. I don't have to change the sign because I'm not dividing by a negative number. So the sign stays the same, and the answer is x is greater than or equal to 6. Okay. I need to get rid of these parentheses, and remember to do that, we're going to use the distributive property. So I have to take 4 and multiply it by both of those terms. Let's do that the right-hand side first. 4 times 2b is 8b. 4 times a positive 3 is a positive 12. And then I have 8b minus 3 over here. Alright, so let's put the variables on the left-hand side. That means I'm going to subtract 8b from both sides. Uh-oh. So that's 0. This is also 0. I have negative 3 is greater than 12. Well, we all know that negative 3 is not greater than 12. This is a false statement. And whenever you end up with no variables but a false statement, then we know that there is no solution to this inequality. One more. Okay, now I have to do the distributive property over here on the left-hand side. 2 times 5w is 10w. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And I'm just going to go ahead and write down what we have over here. Again, let's put the variables on the left. That means I want to get rid of this. Okay, at this point, a lot of students stop because they say, oh, wait a minute, I don't have any w's anymore. There must not be a solution. But we're not done yet. Let's go ahead and finish this. So this is 0, so I have negative 2 is less than or equal to 7. And we know that negative 2 is less than or equal to 7. This is a true statement. And you'll remember from solving equations that if you come up with a situation where your variables have dropped out and that the statement is true, then we know that there are infinite solutions to this inequality. Alright? And guess what? We are done with that section. Thanks.